Morning and welcome, Picker Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Thursday. I hope it finds you well out there. Just another day in the life. Where is everything going? Where is the world heading? We've got ships going to Venezuela, right? The Navy's gonna, I don't know, quasi-blockade, I guess. Threats of bombing drug cartels in Mexico. Is there going to be peace in Ukraine? Gaza, right? Israel's launched a new offensive. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of war. It's a lot of war, but you know, you gotta spend the money. And then, of course, the big meeting tomorrow. What will Jay Powell say at Jackson Hole? Are we going to get a rate cut in September? I don't know. We did get some more data today. I guess the big news, jobless claims, they did spike up today. But 235, so a little hotter, but that's, you know, if they really want rate cuts, they wanted to see, 250, 260, 270, 235, hotter than it's been. Continuing claims. Now, there might be a little meat on that bone. So what the jobless claims numbers is saying is if you do get laid off, been very difficult to find a job. So continuing claims. These are people that, hey, I just keep filing, right? Haven't found work. Rose again. They were actually expecting it to pull back 1.975 million. And that number, they get a little worried over 2 million. So it's getting close to it, but still didn't get there. And then we had home sales, existing home sales. Now, these were actual closings. So these would have been homes like May, June time frame closing. They were up a little bit. Not great, but up. I mean, 4 million is the annual pace, which is, I mean, it's horrible, but I mean, good news in it. It was up 0.8 from last year. The bad news is the Mortgage Association said, the Realtor Association said, well, they're apparently right around that late May time period, and I guess rates fell for a little bit, and they're kind of thinking it was, and it slowed back down. A lot more houses on the market, up about 15%. Unfortunately, price still up. Now, I guess if you want to say good news, the price of an existing new home was only up another $1,000. So I think it was like $436 or $420. I'll have to look it up. But still, 20 years ago, you're talking about, 150,000, 130,000. Now it's 430, 450. And let's face it, we're not talking about the real nice ones. And it depends on where you live. Like some places, you're like, whoa, that's a really nice place. But in the big population centers, you're like, that's not going to get you a lot of house out there. So those were the two big pieces. We did have earnings from Walmart today. The sales were good. Profits, not so much. They actually missed on profitability. The first Walmart miss going back to COVID. They don't miss very often. They just said stuff costs more. And again, that makes it hard because we want rate cuts. And Walmart's like, yes, it's costing more. And, we're trying to keep prices in line. The good news, they think sales are going to continue to rise. That's what they said. Hey, they actually said, hey, by the way, we're going to raise our sales forecast. Unfortunately, they had to lower their profit forecast. So they're like, hey, it's going to wash in the wash. Yeah, we're going to do more business we're just going to, make about the same amount of money even though we're doing more business. So that was out of Walmart, I guess. One thing, McDonald's saying, and they've been struggling. Sales have been soft at McDonald's. They are going to lower some prices on some of the combo meals, as they say that the consumer just can't afford them. So I think what McDonald's is probably, McDonald's is probably saying what Walmart is saying. Hey, we're going to get a bump in sales, but we're just going to make less money. And that's kind of one of the things that we're hearing about. And then just this news just breaking, the $500 million civil fraud penalty. I don't remember. Remember Letitia James, the state of New York, that Trump and the banks and all that were, doing, owing the state a bunch of money because they valued the properties at different levels has been thrown out. Apparently, the appeals court said that the order by the trial judge in the case well-crafted to curb defendants' business culture. What does that mean? Hey, this is how big commercial real estate deals get done, and we're throwing it out. So call that a win, right? Another prosecution that shouldn't have happened. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour on this Thursday. Let's take a quick look inside the markets today. The Dow is down 200 points. The S&P is down 26. The NASDAQ's down 87. Again, everyone's just wondering what's going to happen. Let's look at the 10-year note. This is a little upsetting here, 434 on the 10-year note. I don't know if the bond market is saying that the rates aren't going to come down with this. We'll see. Jay Powell needs to be extremely dovish tomorrow, and I don't think he will. If I was to guess, I think he will maybe concede a rate cut, but then talk it down. In other words, saying, hey, don't expect a lot of these from me, sort of thing. And again, it's just the data that has come out, especially this week and even late last week, has not been good. They made a big deal about CPI last week because the headline number, it's better than expected. And then you actually read the report. It was terrible. The only good part about it was the headline number. And really, if gasoline hadn't gone down, and it didn't go down here, but it went down other places, it wasn't going to be very good. And then, of course, there was really the producer price index. Remember that one on Thursday? That thing was, when you're talking almost 1% month over month, that's insane. And then we didn't get, jobless claims, right? They're not high enough, right? They need it to be worse. Retail sales. Remember retail sales? It was fine. Wasn't bad. And then, of course, you hear comments from McDonald's. You hear comments from Walmart. Home Depot. Remember Home Depot? What did they say? Same thing. Hey, we're raising prices. Right. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting how all of that works. But, the bond market today, a little bit concerning going into tomorrow. Crude oil's up a little bit, up about 30 cents. And gold just hanging out. It was down on Tuesday, up on Wednesday, down a little bit to not much, like $6 here, $33.40. But Gold's just waiting. Gold knows. Right? Gold knows. The second they finally admit defeat, gold is going to run again. I cannot emphasize this enough. This is probably your best entry point for the rest of the year. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. What do I mean by that? Well, you're going to be able to buy super close to spot. You're going to be able to buy after, let's face it, Gold's had what, about a 90-day consolidation period, right? Just kind of, hey, how comfortable are we at 3,300 and change? And the answer is very, right? I mean, a few times it's tried to go below 3,300. What happened? It lasted a day. The very next day, boom, they're right back. And I think that as the inflation data comes in, as it's going to be, boy, I'm curious about tomorrow. If Jay Powell takes a really hard line, the calls for him to be fired are going to go nuts. Silver, it's up 12 cents, right back to $38. Listen, don't be fooled on silver either. This thing is, silver's, it's getting ready to take its, and the great thing about both of them, when we talk about gold and silver, the coolest part is this is all supply and demand driven. Then you factor in the U.S. dollar, because that's what we care about. And really, for any country, it doesn't matter. You want to factor in the yen, the euro, the renminbi, the pound, they're all garbage. The Trump administration has set the path. If Jay Powell won't cut rates, we're going to put somebody in there that will. Already, they got rid of one board seat. She just resigned. I've never seen, and their term ended in January. She just said, heck with it. And they put a rate cutter in there. Then yesterday, right, the news broke that they went after the Biden appointee to the central bank, and I'm trying to pull up her deal. So remember, I don't know if people remember when she was being nominated, this had come out. Lisa Cook is her name. She is a voting member. And they had a deal where, she got some, let's just say favorable loans to the point that potentially falsifying bank documents and property records to get favorable loan terms, potentially committing mortgage fraud. And here's what I'll say about it, right? Because this all had to do with a primary residence in Atlanta and primary residence in Michigan, and I don't know, right? Yeah. Was it something you probably technically shouldn't do? Yes. Is it something that probably a lot of people probably do, knowing that they really shouldn't? Yes. But the real issue in this is they're trying desperately. Look how hard they're trying. If we can't make Jay Powell do it, then we'll load the board. See if they can get rid of Cook and appoint another one. Right now, essentially, you have at least 4 rate cutters along with Kashkari to make. I mean, you essentially are trying to take it to where he can't have the votes, even if he wanted to not cut rates. And again, I'm going to say this over and get it through your head. It's so simple. It's a little frustrating. I get it. Hey, listen, for those of you that, hey, I just don't have the bucks to do it, I get it. I get it. But for those of you that don't, that have it, what are you thinking? They want the rates. They don't, forget about a quarter of a point. No, they want the rate down near 1%. Why? Well, you know what? In the next 2 weeks, Treasury's got to finance another $500 billion. Everyone's crapping their pants because the repo facilities are empty. They need to pay less interest somehow, some way. And remember, they want to try to grow out of this, which, unfortunately, that dog doesn't even hunt. But, yeah, could we get growth if we went from 4.5, 4.25 to 1.5 on the Fed funds rate? Could we get, could maybe we sell some houses and stuff like that? Maybe get some car loans, right? Yes. Yeah. What does that mean for the dollar? Crapper. What does that mean for inflation? It's here. It's here no matter what. Get in. Quit sitting on your hands. We're going to be talking about 4,000 gold, 5,000 gold. Another article today, they just don't stop. That they're really secretly setting up for a major repricing of gold. And I was thinking, they'll price it at 5,000. No, they're not talking 4,000, 5,000. They're talking 10, 15,000 gold. And again, remember, why would they do this? Because they can play an accounting trick. If you repriced gold at 15,000, that gives them almost a $4 trillion accounting trick. And when you think about the massive amount of debt that's coming on, boy, that's about the size of the trick they need, Jason. I mean, there's actual logic in it, right? Which is, hey, we got to pretend to buy this somehow, and we can use gold to do it.
It's even a bigger win for the government if the gold doesn't even exist.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
We don't know if it's there. So hey, by the way, it's not 20. Was it 20 million tons, whatever it is?
8,000 tons.
Oh, yeah, we have 28, not 8. We have 28, so...
wait, we counted wrong, right? We found a few more tons.
We've been secretly putting gold in there since 1971, and we've grown it 3x, and now we're going to reprice it at 5x fold, and we've fixed it all.
Yes.
Congratulations if you own gold.
Right. Congrats. And let's face it, most of you don't. So, yeah, there's not that many winners here. It does make sense, though. Why? It was one thing for, Kazakhstan central bank to buy a ton or two, or, Poland bought a little bit, and the Czech Republic bought some, and Brazil bought some. India, they bought more than some, and China's bought a lot, but now you're talking about, wait a minute, sovereign wealth funds are buying gold? Hedge funds are buying gold? Billionaires? That's who's buying right now. Believe it or not, gold volumes are enormous. Enormous. But you know where they're not enormous? At the retail level. All the big money's doing all the buying. Be your own central bank. Be your own sovereign wealth fund. Be your own hedge fund. $20 gold pieces, $33.95. $10 pieces at $1,700. And by the way, on the 10s you buy 10 or more, $16.90 at 800-951-0592, and keep adding to your portfolio because they've made it very clear. We want a much weaker dollar, period. But, Joe, they don't say that. You're right. They don't. You know what they say? We want the Fed's funds rate to be 1.5%. And actually, Donald Trump wants it to be 1%.
Yep.
And, oh, by the way, we're attacking every board member that says they don't want to cut rates, and we're either getting them out of there or we're going to drag them through the mud. And, oh, by the way, right after the holiday, we're going to start interviewing Jay Powell's replacement. Yeah. Guys, that's what they're saying. This is why everybody and their mother, oh, yeah, gold's going to be $4,000. Yeah, it's a foregone conclusion. This has probably been the easiest call because with the Trump administration, they just throw it right out there, right? They everything they do. Get in, take advantage. 800-951-0592. Again, $20 gold pieces, $33.95. Spot gold, $33.40. $10 pieces, $1,700. So 2 10s, that's $3,400. What a great deal. Make it better. Buy 10 or more. Yeah, $16.90. 800-951-0592. How sure am I? James Bullard, one of the candidates, the great candidates that they're going to be interviewing, former Federal Reserve, was he Chicago or St. Louis? I can't remember which. He's now the dean at Purdue. He just came out and says, we need to cut rates by a full basis point. Yeah, guys, listen, everybody on the list, that's what's coming. That's why you get into the gold market pronto. And we're the ones to help you do it. Right? What does gold do? Protects what you've already earned. And, of course, as you know, we've been recommending. Now, listen, I'm telling you. And if you don't want to do it with Texas, I don't care. But you better know how to operate in the crypto space because digital money is coming. Now, we just had a big meeting yesterday. Another great turnout. Big shout out to Mike Morris for coming down and showing us for the first time, hey, that's how you sell. That's how you sell it. That's how you turn it into Federal Reserve notes. You know, yesterday we took Texas coin for gold for the first time. By the way, anyone that wants to use their Texas coins that they've already earned to buy gold and silver, we can do that for you. We got people using, they got cash commissions. They didn't want cash commissions. They wanted hash, but they didn't have it set up right. And they turned around and, with our help, took the cash commissions, the USDC, and bought more seats. Yeah, we can do it all for you. We can help you do everything. For those of you that haven't gotten in yet, it's still early, but it's getting ready to be late. This morning, I don't know if you guys are paying attention right now, 280 right now on DEX, 275 on Bitmart, the two exchanges. More big, heavy volume again today, which is something that we want to see. The path to $16 is here. Yesterday, for the first time, this was crazy. We had tons of people upgrading. For those of you that haven't gotten in yet, here's the best testament I can give to you. Yesterday, we did, 20 or 25 upgrades. What does that mean? Well, people that got in May or in June, right? They're like, gosh, I've already made my money back. I'm going to buy more seats. It was crazy. Usually I got some new people. Hey, I'm signing up somebody under me. No, these were all just people upgrades. Today, already, I've had 2 people upgrade to 27s. They bought a 9. Now they filled out their other 2 9s. And then another one bought a 9-pack for his wife. Why? Why would so many people be doing that if it wasn't working? Right? I think that is the best testament I can give for all of you that are still on the fence. I get it, man. Gosh, sounds unrealistic, right? Oh, well, it's kind of MLM-y, right? Pyramid-like. No, it's not. Took the best part of it, but it's not. We're crowdsourcing this mine, right? Would it have been easier for Bobby to go to one of the banks, a hedge fund or whatever, and launch this project, especially with his resume? Sure. No. This is kind of like the little guy's Bitcoin. It really is. We are building this mine. And 2 weeks ago, Bob said, I think we got to speed up the build. Last week, we are speeding it up. We have to build the mine fast. We can't go fast enough. Right? We've got these container ships in the ocean, one after the other, after the other, after the other. We've got warehouse that is packed to the rafters of the best mining equipment around. We are going to have built out the biggest independent mine in the world, 100 million mega hash. That's a fact. And how do you get in? Now listen, you can go out on Dextrade or Bitmart and buy the coin. Nothing's stopping you. You're free to do. I would do that. That'd be great. I love it. But how do you create monthly income? I had a guy come to the meeting. He hadn't signed up yet, but he was like, Joe, I'm getting older. I don't have, this IRA. I don't have it. And it's like, he goes, I know Social Security is not going to be enough. And this is the first thing, something where I can know every single day, this is how many coins I'm going to get every single day. Hey, I know that by getting in, I can add. Think about this, really honestly. If you had something that gave you just $50 a day, $50 a day in retirement, could you imagine the difference that would make? How about $100 a day? And I can get an extra $3,000 a month. That would change my life. And that's what, this thing does 2 things. For those of you that can take a big swing at this and sign up other people, you've got a chance to become extremely wealthy. But for most of you guys, hey, I'm going to get in at 1,000 or 3,000 or 5,000. You've got a chance to change your daily life. We'll be back. 800-951-0592. Here we go. 33.47 on gold now. Oh, get ready, guys. 33.95 on a 20. 1,700 on 10s. By the way, that's a 1 ounce and a half ounce gold pieces. Buy 10 of the half ounce, $16.90. Think about that for just a minute. $16.90. That's $33.80. Spot gold's pretty much $33.50. Come on, man. 800-951-0592. 888-992. Let's go back to text it for a minute. For those of you that haven't gotten in yet, for those of you that are already in, you guys have figured it out. Everybody's upgrading. Everybody. Remember, you have till the end of the month, if you haven't bought a 9-pack, to buy the 9 seats. If you bought 5 seats, got 1 free. You got to buy 9. The free seats don't count, but you got to have 9 seats bought. So you'll have to have spent at least $8,955. You have to the end of August to do it. Why? You're going to get 2 more pay centers. What does that mean? 2 more opportunities to make more coins. Yep. Think about it. Wait, I can have 3 coins generating money? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. How do I get the other ones on? Well, you can buy them on, right? Up to 9 seats, right? A lot of you are doing that. Some of you I've been signing other people up and turning my seats on, right? I didn't even have to buy them on, right? I just got them turned on with the 369 program, right? This is the thing. Why do they reward you if you recommend it to other people? Because we're crowdsourcing. That's what we're crowdfunding this. Yep. They're like, yeah, help us get this done, and we'll make it worth your while.
If you want 3
that's what's happening.
If you want 3 more placement centers, your wife can sign up a 9-pack. And there's 3 more placement centers.
Listen, a lot of people are doing that now. They're getting smart. I've got 3. Let me get my wife 3. And then we'll work on turning those centers on. That's smart. It's real smart. By the way, so let's get back to you regular folk. That's the wrong term. But what is this all about? Okay, look at the price today. Right now on Dextrade, it's $2.80. If you put in $9.95 right now, you're probably going to get around 1.6 to 1.8 coins. Well, guess what that means? It's somewhere around 4.5, 4.75 a coin every day. Well, think about right now. You know, you're like, wait a minute, $900, $9.95, and I'm going to get roughly $4.50 a day. That's what they've been averaging. Over 365 days, you've doubled your money. Just under doubling your money. Not bad, right? Not bad. Well, if you do a 9-pack, they give you 2 for free, right? And so all of a sudden, that's over $18,000. But here's the thing. Guys, they're actually going faster than that. You don't have to take, it doesn't take 6 months to double your money. But here's where I want to get to. When the mine is full, and they're thinking that everyone's got a different opinions. February, March, April, no one's, before the end of May, the mine is going to be full. I'm just saying. And I was telling you the end of next year. That was way off, okay? What happens for every 100 hash? So how do you get 100 hash? You spend $995. You get just under 1/10 of a coin. 0.095. And you're like, oh gosh, that doesn't seem like a lot. Well, let's get to that in a minute. If you buy 9 seats, that gives you 11. Right? So that means you're going to get over a coin a day when the mine is full. Now we know $16 by February. But Bobby's already come out. Listen, that's the start. Right? This isn't even the start. This is the pre-start. That's the start. It's going to $100 very quickly, he says. path from 16 to 100. So imagine 1/10 of a coin, $995. Texit goes to $100. You're going to get $10 a day. Not bad. Not bad. That's $300 a month. You're essentially, gosh, what are you saying? Almost every 3 months I get my money back? Over and over and over and over again? Yes. But then he said, listen, 100, that's not done. We've got the path from 100 to 1,000. Well, how long is that going to take? He's talking 2027. That would give you $100 a day or $3,000 a month for a $995 investment. That's the type, and I wouldn't say even investment, right? That's not the right word. But that's the type of potential there is out there. Why would anyone not want to do it, especially with what he's already proven so far? We'll be back after this. We're back here. Final segment, Patriot Radio News Hour. Again, $20 gold piece is $33.95. Gold is at $33.50. The buy of the day, $10 Liberties, 1 through 9 at $1,700. 2 or more, $16.90. That takes 2 tens at $33.80. So $30 above spot. What an opportunity. I hope you take advantage of it. But we're talking about Texit. Here's something I think that is very reasonable. Let's just say you figured out a way to buy 3 seats. $2,985. And you don't do anything. This is the great part about Texit, too, by the way. You can go out there and tell your friends and earn more hash, or you don't have to tell anybody. It doesn't matter. You don't do anything. And forget $100, forget $1,000. Let's just say it's $50. Okay? $50. And you invested $2,895. And then the mine is full, and now the price is $50. Do you know you're going to get $14.25 a day? Every stinking day? Could you imagine? That's an extra $427.50 a month. Every month. Well, what about next month? What about the month after that? What about the month after that? And then, of course, if it goes to 100, right? What do? Double it. Wait a minute. $850 extra dollars a month on top of my Social Security? That will change my life. Could you imagine if you bought a 9-pack? You're going to get, with that, just the 9-pack at $50. You're going to get $52.25 a day. An extra $1,567 a month. And that's if you do nothing. That's the opportunity that is being presented to you. It sounds ridiculous. Think about how ridiculous it sounded when Bobby was telling everybody this at 2 cents. And then 4 cents. 6, 8, and then the whole time telling them every month this is where the price is going to be. By the way, September's price is $335. We're already at $280. We've got $3 million of liquidity on our way to $20 million. We'll probably have $20 million of liquidity before the end of the year, guys. We are already over 17,000 miners, right? We're going to have, 8,000 to 10,000 miners in the month of August alone. And this is the opportunity, Jason, that's being presented to any of you, all of you. And guess what? It happens for another 135 years. You hand this down to the next person. I hope you think it's worth taking a shot at it. I'll tell you this, all the people that took a shot at it in May and June, they're all calling saying, give me more. 800-951-0592. That's how you get involved.